What I experienced as a child, as sad as this is to say, happens to millions of children in this country. Millions. But what I tell people is this: you don't have to let that childhood trauma lead you down a dark, destructive path like I did, becoming an alcoholic and a drug addict. Suicidal ideation. It doesn't have to go there. And if it does, it's okay. It's never too late to heal.
We're gonna try to create some cool marbling today. So again, it starts out with the blow dryer. Green is almost done. So I'll leave you with this. Treat yourself with the same love and compassion that you treat the people who walk into this art studio.
Art therapy has been around for centuries. That is not something we have created. We just flipped the script on it.
Good to see you.
I think the reason why Art of Our Soul has been so successful in behavioral health and in the trauma healing landscape is because there was always something missing. Joy.
Yeah, you're doing such a good job. Awesome. Look at the camera. Look at the camera.
We bring joy to mental health. You can heal through joy. One day I looked and I saw all these men and women walking into my studio for an art therapy session. And I looked and I noticed that they were wearing orange sandals. And I kind of made a joke at the beginning of the session. I said, are they giving you orange sandals when you check into treatment? Like, why are you guys all wearing orange sandals? And this girl stands up and she goes, yeah, it's called Perryville, Brandon, Perryville. We just got out yesterday. And I was like, prison? There was another woman, and she was so hard on the outside every time she'd walk into the studio, but one day she opened up, and I got to know her, and I said, hey, what do you think it would be like if I built one of these studios inside of a prison? Like, do you think that they would like it? And she looked at me and she goes, like it? She goes, Brandon, that would save their lives. Are you kidding me? Would they like it? I'm telling you, it would save lives in there. That would have saved me. I spent 18 years in prison. Had I had access to this in prison, it would have saved me. And it was at that moment I knew.
Need anything, make sure they get it. As in Hunt's door for
People ask me all the time, how did you build one of your art studios inside of a prison? It's unheard of. You know, Director Thornell is an innovative leader, and Director Thornell, really looked at me and he goes, honestly, what's the risk? Sure. Is there some risk? Sure. I can tell you this, we haven't had one incident in our holistic healing studios inside of a prison since we opened up. As a matter of fact, the incarcerated women protect that studio at all costs.
Where is she? Negative, she's not there. Casimir. 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 I don't know, can't find her. Casimir. She's not here at school. She's supposed to be at school.
Is the prison system in our country broken?
You know, I don't use the word broken because I don't think it's broken. I think that, you know, it's got a foundation that's challenging. I think it's got a foundation that's got a whole host of historical factors that we'll never be able to undo. But I don't consider it broken because the people in the system, people working in the system on the front lines at all different levels, in my opinion, want to do good. They want to have a good system. They want to have a better system. It's about helping them understand how it can be done differently. We have to be comfortable challenging what's led us to where we are today.
So right now we're on the Lumley yard. Morning, ladies.
Morning.
Lumley is a unit within Perryville prison, right? It's the most at-risk population. Some of the worst offenders are on Lumley. And I didn't know what to expect because I had only heard things about Perryville prison. I had only ever heard things about the Lumley unit and the women inside the yards. And suddenly I walk out and there were all these women in orange walking around.
Don't you wanna fade away? Oh, and just let go of everything, of everything.
What's this of?
Just gravel.
No, but what's the picture?
Oh, it's a diamond. We got a diamond, and it's lasted pretty long. And then over here we've got our DR label and frame.
I would often think, like, what happened? What did you do to get here?
My name is Crystal Capilla, and I am serving 21.5 years in Perryville. I've done some things that I'm not proud of, including my case. They charged me with a felony murder for the person that I was with. My co-defendant killed the victim, and the victim killed my co-defendant. So I'm here for both of their deaths. I had a stable home, everything was fine, and then I had gotten molested as a child, and things started changing from there. It changed my mindset on life. I started hanging out with the wrong kids, doing the wrong things, doing drugs, and I just messed up.
Watch the colors fade away. Just to see the light again.
Okay, I'll just sit here smoking a cigarette. My name is Sandy Whitehill. I'm doing a sentence of 29 years. I was charged with conspiracy to commit murder. It was my husband that was killed. You have a tendency to justify everything that you do so it doesn't sound like you're such a horrible person. In order to live with yourself, you tell yourself that you may be a victim as well. But one of the things that I've learned through wellness recovery is you have to be honest with yourself.
I think one of the things that's misunderstood about the prison population is that it was an active choice to engage in all these criminal behaviors, as opposed to considering the fact that people grew up in broken homes, people come from trauma, people behave in ways that we may not understand because it's a survival strategy. Hurt people hurt people. So if we create pain over and over again, our whole society is pain. And so I think when we look at the inmate population, the community, and sometimes even the staff that work in corrections, see the inmates as people that actively made a decision to engage in criminal behavior. And yes, they did. And yes, there's natural and logical consequences for all the choices we make. But I think that in increasing empathy, I mean, all of us are about 4 bad decisions away from being incarcerated or homeless.
Dangerous games.
What I remember is going to go sell drugs. I'm going to go buy them. And then the guy that I was with didn't even want to buy them. He wanted to steal them. So it was like a rip. When we went to go to go rob the drug dealer, we ended up getting there to the house. And they ended up shooting at each other. And they were shooting at each other and shooting at each other until finally the gun stopped. I saw a man laying on the floor with blood pooling around him. And then when I went to check on my friend was down the hall. He was also on the floor, bleeding to death. I just freaked out, and I was like, I gotta get out of here.
They're gonna return to the community. So we're not just housing people. We have a civic duty. I believe we have a responsibility to rehabilitate the humans that we work with. So that's why I love corrections, is that we get this opportunity to heal, and actually heal, not just put a Band-Aid on a bullet hole.
On average, about 93% of our inmate population here will release at some point into an Arizona community. So it's a sizable majority of those people who are spending time with us. You know, corrections has always had this public safety responsibility that is about keeping people locked up safely and securely behind fences and walls. For me, the public safety responsibility goes further. I feel a sense of responsibility to the community that these men and women are going to be releasing back into at some point.
It is up to us as a community to invest into the rehabilitation part so that we can have a successful reentry. That is why it's Arizona Department of Corrections, Rehabilitation and Reentry.
What really came to life in there is a mutual interest in helping people work through whatever issues they're dealing with in life to effectively address them, give them skills to address them, and create a better environment around them.
You know what's cool about this painting? Is when you use metallic on it.
I feel like it resets. It resets my mood, as in, say I'm angry, right? The previous day, and I'm still thinking about whatever was bothering me. I come here, I paint, I leave all of that. When I pour the paint out and I'm dripping it off the side, it's like letting go of how you feel, like the problems. It weighs less, feels less heavy. Like the canvas, when you're holding it, it feels heavy because of everything that's on it. But then when you tilt it, it's like the paint that falls off, it makes it feel light.
For a few perfect moments in the light of your love, didn't want for a thing in the world. It didn't matter who I was, we were high in the heavens. We were up in the clouds, pulling stars from the sky, oh my. Will you stay around, oh baby? Won't you believe in, won't you believe, won't you believe in us?
You're welcome. God bless you. God bless you too.
This type of therapy, this art therapy, takes the unhealthy thoughts in your head, the unhealthy behavior, your distorted thoughts, and brings it down into your body, and it's actually releasing into the painting that you're doing. But it doesn't turn out to be an ugly painting, you know, because they've created, by the end, they've seen how beautiful the work that they've done, and it makes them, it changes their whole perspective on things.
The moment I went back to the yard, I told them what we were doing, how it was, what it felt like. I told them like how much joy and peace it gave me. And my CO3 can't get people to stop going to her door to sign up. Like, people are like, hey, I want to be on that list. Hey, I want to be on that list. And I'm like, you better go make sure you're on that list this week, because I ain't going to go do it. And they go.
Banner University Family Care is very engaged in this. I'm not aware of any other program that's really taking this type of holistic approach within the prison yards.
Sit down, stay in the back.
When I was able to go on prison and see the ladies who were engaged, not just those that were participating in art, but facilitating the activities that I was involved with, and understanding how that personal connectiveness, them being able to talk about and share their stories, and how that was actually a healing process. We see huge opportunities in programs like this, not just in Arizona, but well beyond.
Hi, good day.
And I knew the moment we opened Art of Our Soul inside Perryville Prison that it wasn't going to be enough. I knew the first day we opened. I didn't say anything to anybody, but I innately knew. They need more. So within 2 weeks, I redesigned the entire program. And I said, this needs to be a holistic healing center inside of a prison, far beyond art and music.
The suction on this is real.
Where we offer trauma-informed yoga, trauma-informed breathwork, and sound bowl healing inside of the same studio.
It's so incredible when we get to be here with these women, the trust that they give us, the space that they allow us to share with them. It's just incredible. I think you told me before that there wasn't going to be anything more rewarding, and you were exactly right. We would rather just quit our jobs and be here every day.
We're on this high all weekend after coming here on Fridays, and it's just incredible to see these women that come in here and they don't know what to expect, and then after 5-10 minutes they're relaxed and they're just focusing inward, and they're so happy and giggling and laughing when they leave.
How you feel?
I feel great. I thought you were taking a picture, Mom.
No. How do you feel? How do you feel after you take it?
I feel energized. I feel like more life. Yeah. It feels great.
I think the main thing that we want to bring is giving them a coping skill where they can tap into the body and they can use this outside of this class. And so feeling a little bit of peace, maybe feeling a little bit of challenge, being proud of themselves. This is a workout, but it's a workout for the heart and the mind too, not just the body.
The breath is powerful, and just by moving your head a little back or your chin a little forward, it changes the feeling behind it. And that's what yoga is. feeling the body.
It was amazing that you know what works, and this has been nothing I've ever tried in life. So I think you are an inspiration, and we appreciate you.
Their attitudes are more positive. The way they conduct themselves with the staff are more positive. The way my staff conduct themselves with the population is more positive. It's bridging that gap. When we're in that art studio with those inmates, it's amazing to see the teamwork, to help each other, to communicate with each other, to be on a human level. And it's just so amazing to be part of that.
We're saving thousands of dollars, right? So everybody who's incarcerated in Arizona on average is about $45,000 a year to incarcerate someone, right? Per person. So if we release that person and we've had to invest maybe a couple $1,000s in programming that they're in need of or to set them up for success upon reentry, and it saves us from them coming back for another year or 3 years or 10 years, I think you could argue any sound fiscal policy in support of that. There's also fiscal benefit when they go into our communities and they get a job and they sustain that job and it's a livable wage and they're able to pay rent, they're able to pay child support, they're able to take care of those obligations.
Yes, we're success stories, me and Tina. She did 10 years, I did 5 years. And,
absolutely.
Yeah, and we come back, I'm badged.
Now we work at the Televerty Foundation.
We work for Televerty Foundation. Yeah.
What's it like to come back and give back?
It is...
it's amazing.
It is amazing to be able to come back and give back. Especially we go to San Pedro, and that's where I did a majority of my time. So, yeah. So there's success stories.
Yeah, absolutely.
I happen to know a place where you can get a car at a good deal and they'll give you a good rate and they'll take...
baby!
All you got to do is you're going to walk in, you're going to hand them an Arrowette card.
Arrowette is a nonprofit organization that works with women coming out of the justice system. We run programs in Perryville Prison, we run a comprehensive workforce reentry program, and we do a lot of public education and advocacy to the community about the importance of women coming out of prison and fair chance hiring. Many of these women have done something that they may regret. They paid the price.
I spent 6 months at Perryville. It was a beginning. A lot of people can't understand that that was the beginning of my end of addiction and understanding either I stop doing what I'm doing or I'm gonna die or I'm gonna kill somebody else. Owning my past for me is more of being able to grow within that moment. When you own something that you've done and you've paid your debt to society, we have to still move forward. Learn that we cannot go backwards. We can only go forward from here.
What is it like now when you go back in?
It gives me the opportunity to show the women at Perryville that there is something else other than the lifestyle they had prior to coming into these walls.
Whatever exudes from in here and in here onto that canvas. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming. Don't forget to share the news with everybody on your yard. And what did we say?
Thank you.
Share it. I love you guys. I'm so proud of you for coming out.
These are your neighbors. These are your relatives. These are your coworkers. All of us have done something in our life that we regret. Some are harder than others. So many of these women have done something that they may regret. They paid the price. But because of that experience, they're more resilient. They're more compassionate, have far greater desire to make something of their life.
I have been from the bottom to the top. I consider myself at this point in my life being at the top because this is the best job I've ever had, the best experiences. The women at Perryville just bring me so much joy. In order to really heal from your past and be able to have a second chance, you need to have some type of workforce out there. And that's what Art of Our Soul has made available. You do have a pathway to reentry.
You know, as we think about reentry and transitioning people back into the community, every given year we release close to 16,000 men and women back into Arizona communities. And that's a significant number of people returning into our communities. And so when we talk about the transition process and investing in reentry, that's why. Because each one of those people is coming back locally to be a neighbor to somebody, and we have to make that investment.
When you come to prison, you expect change. Growth is optional. So you can spend your time being a knucklehead and getting into trouble and thinking you're Superman in here, or you can make your time count for something.
Wonder where we put these out. Let's see what is on TV right now.
We don't want to go back into society committing crimes. We want to go and stay out and do good, like get jobs, 9 to 5 like everybody else, pay the bills like everybody else, work hard, and do what makes us happy, like our passions, you know? Chase our dreams like this guy does. Because look what he's doing. He's investing all this in us. I got a scholarship to go to Juilliard, and my mom didn't want to let me go because I was too young. She tells me all the time she regrets it. It's funny. I think the hard part is dealing with what could have been. I have served 11 years here, and I feel like what gets me through this day is knowing that that's one day less that I have to be here. And that's one day less that I have to spend away from my family. My daughter's so quiet. She's really sweet. She's how I used to be. She's how I used to be before anything bad happened in my life. My kids are the best thing I have.
Many of these ladies that we work with here in Perryville are going to be released and back into their family situation. Having them understand and address some of the emotional stress prior to going to prison, during prison, and doing that while they're in prison is going to help them when they come out in the community be better mothers, to be better employers, and that's important because that creates better communities for all of us.
This was really where it went full circle and where I really hit rock bottom, including this dumpster area over here. This is actually a dumpster that I used to get into. Now I see that they have it locked, probably for reasons like mine. You know, I would get up and I would use baby wipes to clean myself. Like other people are taking showers, they get up, they go to work. And mine was getting up, baby wipes, walking up and down the roads, looking for my next fix. It was really, really sad. I thought I was the most beautiful thing out here when I was on drugs, but when I look at those mugshots now, I see sadness. It was sad.
How you doing, my man?
Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
He's just such a great success story.
The justice system and addiction are intertwined. Axiom Care has two programs where we work with Department of Corrections and the state of Arizona. One is our RCBM program, which is our program for folks who are on community release, who have a drug or alcohol relapse, and come into that 90-day program. Then we have our Set for Success program, which works with seriously mentally ill folks who are incarcerated. When I go to conferences and we talk about what we're doing here in Arizona, people are like, wow, how can we be a part of that?
So here, this is one of our housing units. So this is where we house our individuals. And of course, there's many more units like this. So each unit has the beds. We provide them with a TV. They have a bathroom. This place saved my life. Axiom Care definitely saved my life. Even today, it's still saving my life. It's given me an outlet to change my pain into purpose. It allows me to help people, like even seeing them every day when I walk in.
I call it the magic, right? Because he can talk to people in a way I can't talk to people because he's been through the process. And he's just such a great success story. And we have many, many of those that, people will send me a LinkedIn link and I'll say, wow, you were in our program and now you have this great job and you're doing really well. And it just makes me feel good that, they're paying it back and I'm paying it back. I mean, I've been blessed in this world and everybody we can help is one more productive person in society that can make a difference for another person.
We can't stop and think to ourselves that one action or one series of actions is going to define any one person for the rest of their lives, right? And that's not just the population that's incarcerated, that's any of us, right? We've all done things that we don't want to define us for the rest of our lives, right? And so while somebody is incarcerated, they absolutely should have the ability to reimagine who they are. That's part of the rehabilitation process is if you have that opportunity, you can redefine yourself, right? Understand yourself differently, position yourself differently.
Come on, Sandy, get in there, girl. Come on, show them the shuffle. Yes, look at her. Yes, y'all got some moves.
I just wanted to let you know that he's up second, so make sure he's not in the room while Ms. Whitehill's hearing's going on, okay? All right, thank you so much.
I believe this is her fourth hearing, and it's been difficult.
Do you have hope?
I do have hope, but I've been let down so many times that the hope just kind of diminishes.
How hard has it been not having a mom for this many years?
It's been difficult, very difficult. Hard to explain to the grandkids. Hard to explain to other family members that just don't understand. So it's been very difficult.
Also for you.
Yeah.
I've, over the years, I've earned a lot of respect from both inmates, staff. I'm honest. I'm dependable. I do whatever is asked of me. I go by the rules. For me, when I actually started doing, we have what they call thinking report. Talks about the event, your feelings, your behavior, your core beliefs. And I started doing them, and when you focus on one thing, little things pop up that you can address. And it took me a moment, but I realized I did have a part in my husband's death, because had I not been involved with these people, they wouldn't have even known who we were. We wouldn't have existed in their life.
It's hard to go through the hearing every year just to kind of get the same results. I think she did really good this year. I think she had better results this year than she has in the years past.
Do you think your mom is rehabilitated?
I do think she's rehabilitated. I think that she's served her time, and I think it's time for her to come home and to be the person that she is.
I know works because I see it. I see people make different choices. I see people use different coping skills. I see relationships transform just because somebody's able to heal themselves. And a lot of times it's reducing their shame. It's helping them understand that it's looking at moral injury, right? You can be a good person and make a bad choice. Looking at the connection between their childhood and how it impacts their adult life. And when people have those moments, even in the community, even in my private practice setting when I work with trauma, and helping people understand where their core beliefs come from and how you can change a core belief. You don't have to always feel like you're worthless. You can change that belief. And that belief came from how people treated you, not your actual core character. And so when it comes to trauma work, I wholeheartedly, to my core, believe that it's incredibly effective, it's incredibly healing, and I think connection is incredibly healing. And being seen, feeling like you matter.
Hi, good to see you guys. You know, the huge, walking around. I miss you guys. You guys doing good? Yeah. The weather's great today. You like our bed? I love it. You know what I'm saying?
I do believe that every person here has had trauma in their lives at one point or another, whether it was something as small as your mother telling you she didn't love you, or whether it was being sexually abused, or whether it was from being in a domestic violence situation. There is some type of trauma within every individual that is incarcerated in this prison.
I have PTSD, and it's really done tremendous things for me as far as the art therapy of art of the soul, and then the yoga is just phenomenal, and the crystal bowl. It's just, my whole body feels better. You kind of forget that you're in prison, and it feels like not just an escape from the trauma, but I really feel like I'm finding healing through this program. And it's incredible. So for all the people that it took to put that together, thank you so much. And I'm excited because I'm a candidate for the yoga healing trauma certification, and that opens doors for me as somebody who has a felony for employment. I can teach it here and spread, the knowledge that I've learned. I'm just so passionate about it. So just thank you from the bottom of my heart. My name is Karinka Levitt, 356-799.
New beginnings and lessons I have learned. Those eyes, they say, will be just fine. No day is wasted, life usually awaits. So we know with our dreams, we're ready for the chase. We're better off, glad you joined the team. It's a real big world out there, not always what it seems. Words inflated, anything's possible. So take the journey, come see the world unfold. So follow our dreams and grow. Our courage found within. We fight and find the win. Are you ready? It's time to go. Seek out a better place. So come and let's begin.
There will always be criticism. There's always the arguments of why does this population get something or deserve something versus other populations. And for me, again, it comes back to this whole idea of public safety, right? If I have a responsibility and an expectation that with rehabilitation in the title of our agency, then I have an obligation to do something while they're with me, while they're incarcerated, to positively impact that.
Director Thornell's leadership and creativity to look at things different, Art of the Soul, and the partnership we've had, as I mentioned, in the community, bringing those pieces together was a natural fit for us, and it's an opportunity for us really to see what's happening in the community, to now go into the prison setting and then bring that back out in order to help with those strong transitions, and really the goal of creating safer communities and lowering recidivism rates for individuals being released.
Invest, right? Invest back into our community. You've got this great idea. It's a project that we know can transform lives. We can't just put the onus on Director Thornell and say, yeah, we support you from afar, now go do it and make it happen. No, we as community providers need to come together as one to say, hey, this is what we're expertise at, this is what we can do. Great. Well, this is what I can do, but I need your help.
It can't be the same way. It can't. Like, you can't deal drugs out there, get locked up, change, and then go back to dealing drugs. Like, that is not a thing. Like, you're either changing or you're not. You're either gonna go out there and be successful, or you're gonna come right back to prison. It's up to us. And I feel like with people giving us the right tools that we need to succeed, like something like Art of Soul, it's good for us. It benefits not only us, but society. You don't have to worry about me moving in next door, because I'm not trying to do anything to go back to prison. I'm trying to better my life, you know?
I'm no longer
The name of the series is Blank Canvas. What does that mean to you?
It's a blank slate that leads to positive thoughts in a different way.
Giving people the opportunity to paint their own picture for themselves. What trauma does is it like muddies your mirror and you can't see yourself clearly. And so this blank canvas, being able to have a clean slate, being able to heal and paint what you want on this canvas, as opposed to what your trauma has said you are.
I think it means we can reinvent what we think corrections and rehabilitation are. And I think it means we can completely redefine what reentry is.
Blank canvas for me really is about creating new beginnings for these individuals. The fact that they have just a whiteboard, a white sheet to develop and create whatever they want when they leave prison versus the rewritten script of what they had prior to going into prison. So it's about creativity, it's about community, and it's about new opportunities for these individuals that they've never had before.
A new beginning, a fresh start. I get to create a new, bold, colorful life. I don't have to be defined by what I created in my past.
She's making me better. I am finding a meaning. I was down, but I'm healing. With no sun, I was peeling. Yes, it has been a minute, but I'm no longer broken.